Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. The top stories of tonight are: Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed and an acting head of government received the newly appointed French ambassador to the Republic of Djibouti. Saudi Crown Prince and French President discussed progress on the partnership for a two-state solution. Welcome back in our newsroom. As part of the celebrations marking the 80th anniversary of the United Nations Charter, the ambassador of Djibouti to the United States, Mohamed Ziad Douale, spoke in an exclusive interview. His remarks come as the president of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, takes an active part in this historic session of the General Assembly in New York. Djibouti's ambassador highlights the importance of UN Charter in his interview ahead of the 80th anniversary celebration of the United Nations. Djibouti's ambassador to the United Nations said that the high-level week taking place in New York starting September 22nd marks a historic moment for the international community. He explained that the team better together 80 years and beyond for peace, development and human rights reflects the continued relevance of multilateralism in a time of mounting a global crisis. According to Djibouti's ambassador to the United States, the anniversary is more than a symbolic event. It is an opportunity to renew global commitment to peace, sustainable development and human rights. The ambassador emphasized the need to uphold the UN Charter and work collectively to advance the sustainable development goals. He also noted the significance of commemorating the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Women's Conference, which he said remains a milestone in the global pursuit of gender equality. Pursuing his remarks addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Ambassador Mohamed Ziad Douale stated that Djibouti supports the upcoming dedicated conference on Palestine and reiterated the country's long-standing position in favor of a two-state solution. He said the event is an important platform for promoting a peaceful and just resolution. He also commended on the organizational reforms announced by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, including the relocation of payroll services and the vacating of a two-lease building in New York. The ambassador welcomed this change, describing them as steps toward greater efficiency and accountability within the UN system. Finally, the ambassador further confirmed that the president of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh, is leading a high-level delegation to the UN General Assembly. He noted that the president's participation underscored Djibouti's strong commitment to multilateralism and its active role in addressing global challenges through dialogue, cooperation, and diplomacy. We come back now to the country, and now the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, who received the new French ambassador. Djibouti's Prime Minister and acting head of government Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed received the newly appointed French ambassador to Djibouti, Jérôme Bresson, today at the Prime Minister's office. At the heart of their discussion was the implementation of the new defense cooperation treaty signed last July. Ambassador Bresson reaffirmed France's strong commitment to deepening its strategic relationship with Djibouti, highlighting the successful negotiation based on shared security interests. The two sides also focus on the treaty's technical aspect, including the annex on air policy, which is seen as a key element in the regions facing ongoing tensions. Several high-ranking Djiboutian officials attended the meeting, including the Secretary General for the Prime Minister's Office, Naguib Abdallah Mohamed, the Chief of Staff, Ali Silay Abdallah, and a French political advisor. Let's recall that the meeting reflects a shared commitment to building a long-term partnership that supports peace, security, and regional development as well. And now Djibouti and Qatar strengthen media cooperation now. The Minister of Communication in charge of Posts and Telecommunication of Djibouti, Radwan Abdullahi Bahadon, paid an official visit to Doha, Qatar from the 20th to the 23rd of September 2025. He was accompanied by the Director General of Radio Television of Djibouti, Adan Abdi Jama, and was warmly welcomed upon arrival by Djibouti's ambassador to Qatar, Tayyib Dubad Robli. The visit aimed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in the media sector and to activate the memorandum of understanding signed between the two nations. A key focus was to present RTD's priority needs in infrastructure, training, and technical capacity building. As part of the visit, the Djiboutian delegation met with the officials at the Qatar Media Foundation, including its president Sheikh Hamad bin Tamireit and executive director Sheikh Khaled Abdul Aziz. The meeting was cordial and led to fruitful exchange on future cooperation. And now this robbery took place this morning at around 8 a.m. at a local bank branch carried out by two individuals, one of whom was armed. An investigation was immediately opened thanks to the swift response of the police forces. The two individuals were located and apprehended, and the stolen amount was recovered. It is important to note that no injuries were reported during the operation. The prosecutor's office, led by the prosecutor of the Republic of Djibouti, Hassan Mohammed, reminds the public that the pursuit of truth and determination of a criminal responsibility fall exclusively within the jurisdiction of the competent judicial authorities. Any person involved, whether directly or indirectly in the commission of this criminal act, will be prosecuted in accordance with the law in the interest of the investigation and to ensure the accuracy of information. The prosecutor's office of Djibouti stressed that any information disseminated outside official channel should be considered unfounded and false. Further updates on the progress of this judicial case will be communicated. And now Djibouti hosts a regional workshop on combating migrants smuggling. A regional training workshop on combating the smuggling of migrants was officially launched this morning at the Kempinski Palace Hotel, organized by the International Organization for Migration in close collaboration with the Ministry of the Interior and NAIF Arab University for Security Science. The workshop focuses on investigative techniques related to migrant smuggling across the Red Sea, a key route in the Horn of Africa. The opening ceremony was chaired by Suleiman Mumin, Secretary General for the Ministry of the Interior, and attended by NOS Vice President for Training and Colonel Wais Omar Bakhri, Commander of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. The aim is to strengthen the technical capacities of national security forces, including the police, gendarmerie, and Coast Guard, as well as international partners in fighting human trafficking and migrant smuggling networks. Participants will receive both theoretical and practical training on international standards and best practices in investigations. The Red Sea remains a high-risk migration corridor where thousands of migrants face exploitation and human trafficking. In his remarks, Abdul Razak Al-Murjan of NOS praised the initiative, emphasizing the importance of equipping frontline actors with the skills needed. The Secretary General of the Ministry of the Interior, Suleiman Mumin, emphasized that hosting the workshop in Djibouti, a strategic point along the Red Sea, demonstrated the government's commitment to addressing both the security and humanitarian challenges associated with irregular migration. He stated that given the scale of migration flows in the region, it was essential to strengthen the capacity of national security forces to better prevent, detect, and dismantle criminal networks involved in migrant smuggling. He finally noted that this specialized training will help align local practices with international standards. Still with the national news, Djibouti's hosts the 9th edition of Together International Day of Peace. This morning, the ninth edition of Together International Day of Peace was held in the main hall of the National Library and Archives of Djibouti. The event was organized by the Association of Young Francophone Ambassadors for Sustainable Development and International Cooperation in partnership with the National Library and Archives. This year's event, held under the theme Together Let's Make Peace Prevail, was presided over by Mohamed Hussein Douali, Director General of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, the UN Resident Coordinator, as well as several institutional and diplomatic representatives were also in attendance. Taking the floor, the United Nations Resident Coordinator highlighted Djibouti's strong commitment to peace and youth involvement, strengthening that lasting peace requires inclusive institutions and respect for human rights. He did not fail to praise the event's focus on the Sustainable Development Goals, especially SDG 16. For his part, Ambassador Arwaita expressed his gratitude for participating and emphasized that peace depends on cooperation and solidarity. He finally underscored the important role of Jewish youth in building a future based on tolerance and justice. Taking the floor, the Director General of the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, Mohamed Hussein Douali, welcomed the participants and stressed the importance of promoting peace and cultural dialogue. He highlighted Djibouti's strategic role in fostering regional stability and encouraged young people to take an active part in building inclusive and peaceful societies. Another news, Djibouti and Turkey strengthen military cooperation. Today, the Chief of General Staff of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, received Captain Sertak Rimilog, the new defense attaché of the Republic of Turkey, accredited to the Turkish embassy to Djibouti. During this courtesy meeting, Captain Rimilog officially introduced himself to his Djiboutian counterpart. Discussion focused on the existing military relations between the two countries and prospects for further strengthening this well-established cooperation. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim welcomed the new attaché and reaffirmed the readiness of the Djiboutian Armed Forces to continue and deepen this strategic partnership. This visit, let's recall, marks the official start of Captain Wimilog mandate as a defense attaché in Djibouti. As planned on Sunday, September 21st, the Djiboutian Road Agency, ADR, in close collaboration with the Road Safety Squadron, switched traffic onto the first 14 kilometers of the newly completed road between PK13 and Arta. This milestone is part of the Djibouti Regional Economic Corridor project, paving the way for the rehabilitation works on the old road, National Road and Number 1 roadway. The project aims to improve traffic flow, enhance road safety, and increase the durability of infrastructure, key factors for the country's economic development. Supported by the National Gendarmerie, the AGR urges drivers to remain vigilant, respect speed limits, and comply with all safety regulations on this new route. This major advancement will strengthen mobility and comfort for road users and demonstrate the authorities' ongoing commitment to modernizing the road network to support the nation's economic growth. Turning now to the regional and international news. Kenya hosts 2025 Women's Champions League qualifiers. Nairobi hosted the East and Central Africa qualifiers for 2025 CAP Women's Championship League with 9 teams competing. The event showcased Kenya's commitment to promoting women's sport and boosting its regional sports profile. Tanzania's GKT Queens won the tournament, while Kenya's Police FC finished third. Let's recall that organizers highlighted the event's role in developing young talent, improving sports infrastructure, and encouraging community involvement. Saudi Crown Prince and French President discussed two-state solutions progress. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and French President Emmanuel Macron held a phone call to review the outcomes of the international conference on the Palestinian issue and the two-state solution. They agreed to resume the summit on September 22nd, 2025 to work toward ending the Gaza conflict and establishing an independent Palestinian state. They highlighted growing international support for Palestine and recalling the UN New York Declaration. Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan reaffirmed Saudi Arabia's commitment to a just, peaceful, and lasting solution based on a sovereign Palestinian state. UK, Canada, and Australia officially recognize the state of Palestine amid opposition. That's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us. Have a good night.